Hey guys, so I posted a poll on Instagram and I asked y'all what PCOS video you'd want to see next, and it was kind of a, let me see what it is now. It looked like it was a tie earlier. Let me see if it's still a tie. Okay, so it's almost like a tie. So I asked my PCOS sisters, do you guys want to see a video of how I gave up coffee or a video on things not to say to somebody who has PCOS? And it was 45 to 55. So I figured I'm just gonna do both of them for you guys. So I know the holidays are literally right around the corner, and it's sometimes can be tough to navigate those conversations with loved ones, relatives, and friends around your PCOS or your fertility. And sometimes the questions or the things that are said to you may be tough to kind of navigate that conversation. And so I pulled up some of the what things to say to someone that's not helpful and what are some alternative ways that you can be supportive. So sending this out to all my PCOS sisters, and hopefully if you want to share this with your loved ones or people who are close to you, they can see this video and hopefully it could be helpful for them to be as supportive as possible. And also keep in mind that our relatives, our friends, our loved ones that are asking these questions, PCOS is still it's still very taboo. Fertility is still very taboo, and we're working on changing that. But PCOS is still something not so commonly known. It's not a household name you hear. And so we have to be as patient as we can with our friends, loved ones, and family members who are kind of extending, are trying to be supportive, and this is their way of showing support. And we just got to help navigate that conversation and come across in a way that is informative, educational, and still garners that support from that loved one or family member. So really this video is for my PCOS sisters of ways that we can help our support circle be more supportive. And then also this is for those who may have been sent this video of ways that you can help address somebody that you care about that has PCOS and how to work through that conversation. I hope this is helpful. I know I look crazy, like who am I to give you guys advice, but like I'm gonna be real. All right, so here are a couple ones that I saved up. So one that sometimes we may hear a lot with trying to conceive or through fertility is, I know somebody who had PCOS and was able to get pregnant. This sometimes is tough because the person who's giving this is really just trying to extend an olive branch of like, hey, there's hope. But for those that have PCOS, hearing that, it doesn't bring any peace really, because what we do know is everybody's body is so different. There's multiple forms and ways of PCOS. Bodies are different in weight, size, health, age, height. There's so many variables, so we can't bucket as in like, hey, I know somebody has endometriosis, or I know somebody has PCOS and they were able to get pregnant. So an alternative is, I think you're doing an amazing job. That's simple, that's straightforward, and that's it. Like, I think you're doing a great job. There's this GIF or this picture, I'll make sure I'll post it here, but it's tough because this is kind of like what you hear, and a lot of people ask these sorts of questions that you see here, but they don't understand like what goes into TTC or goes into your fertility journey. It's more than just that. It's you're going to doctor's visits, you're getting unsolicited weird advice, you're changing your diet, you're taking so many tests every day, you're tracking your fertility signs. So it's a lot, but I'll be sure to post that picture. Another one that we heard is you just need to stop stressing. You need to just stop thinking about it, stop stressing about it. A more supportive way of saying this could be, the way you're feeling is completely understandable. A lot of times people think we're putting too much pressure on yourself, you're putting too much stress. It's not as easy as like, hey, I'm proactively choosing stress, and it's a feeling. We can't necessarily control that feeling, but we can control that mindset. Another one we hear is everything happens for a reason. Shoot, I'm one that says it. I always say what will be, and so this is kind of a way of coping. Another alternative, or to add on to that or even change it up, would be, I'm happy to listen anytime if you would like to chat. And so I think that's another great one. Sometimes we get the unsolicited like, hey, have you tried keto or weight loss, or have you tried gluten-free? And there's a lot of diets. We can't assume someone's PCOS is going to be curable or we'll see less symptoms with a specific diet, because everybody has a different body. And there's, like I said, there's so many variables. Another tough one that I feel those that have PCOS have heard, and they're also TTC, is why are you so stressed? Having kids is so much more stressful. This one's a tough one to understand because those out there that are fortunate to be mothers know how much motherhood changes your life and how complex motherhood is. You may feel like, why would someone sign up for this, or why does somebody want that? And it's one of those things where you want what you can have even more. I think I saw Rachel Hollis, she had posted something on YouTube and it was like this video is for the mothers out there. Those of you guys that aren't mothers, enjoy your toyless floors and like avoid the video. And I had to comment on that video because it's really assuming when you're not like, just because I don't have kids' toys laying around and vomit on me, that I have it better, because I think we all deal with our own struggles, and people who are like, oh, well, you should enjoy not being stressed and being child-free. Those of us that want a kid so badly would kindly trade the peace and quiet to have the baby, to have all the crazy. Another one that we hear is kind of like a lighthearted one, but it's tough, is you can have one of mine. When people offer their children, jokingly, they're like, you could have one of mine, I have plenty. It's a joke and we totally get it, but it's kind of tough. So an alternative would be like, hey, I'd love to, have you join me for a kids date, or hey, I would love for you to come, go with us for a lunch date with the kids. I think that's a more pleasant way of sharing your children, I guess. Another one that you may hear is you could just adopt if you still want kids, which of course is an option for many of us. There's so many beautiful kids out there, teenagers that would love to have a home that are in foster care, and that's always in most of our minds as an option. But I think a better way of saying it is like, hey, no matter what you choose or whatever route you take, you can always count on me to support you. That's another great way of not necessarily steering what decision they should make, but just know that, hey, I have your support, and no matter what route you take, I'm gonna be here. I'm a call away to help support you. All right, I hope this video was helpful, and if you guys have any other ones that you've heard, please put it in the comment section, and let's brainstorm what some alternative ways of saying it could be. I hope this video is helpful. If you were sent this, just know that whoever sent this to you really appreciates your support. And if you are somebody who's heard some of these, just know that PCOS, as with a ton of other fertility issues, are still very taboo, and PCOS is still so very new in understanding, and a lot of folks don't know it. And just know that continue to have these conversations and talk about PCOS with your loved ones, because the more awareness we have around PCOS, the more likelihood the future generation of ladies can understand and be able to feel open to talk about it. But then also we have a huge circle of support that we can help bring out for the next generation. I'll link some resources below, some videos, and let's continue the conversation in the comment section. I apologize for the appearance, but I keep it real. I keep it Gucci smoochy with this with this hairstyle. All right, well, my son obviously wants me to hang out with him, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Okay, bye. I love you so much, Baba. Go, bye. Oh, I love you so much. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.